Hi guys, and welcome to the instructional video for your make your own mallet kit. This is a great little kit, teaches you a really specialized little woodworking joint that's easy to do. It's great fun. I can't wait to show you. So let's get started. And let's get on the make your own mallet kit. You see I've got my one here with Jontion and Ash & Co on the side. The one I'm going to show you here is just a plain one, however. I absolutely love this kit because it shows you a foxed wedged tenon and how to do that. It's a clever little device that will allow you to put this together without any glue. How clever is that? And we've also got the optional Osmo kit as well. That's for finishing it afterwards. So I'm going to put that just to one side for now. So in the kit, you should have 3 components and your sandpaper. So we're going to start off by sanding this part here to make sure it fits in this part. As you can see at the moment, it's slightly too big. It won't really fit. So what we need to do is just sand the edge over until this slides all the way into the top. So we're going to start by doing that. So just get your sandpaper, work it back and forwards whilst turning this round and round nice and slowly. And just keep doing that. It's going to take a little while, but we can do that, can't we? If you've got a power sander, of course, you could put a power sander on and do it much quicker. If you've got a little hand plane, you could just plane it as you turn it around as well. But I'm just going to do it with the sandpaper. Okay, I've been around once. Let's give it a test. Oh, it's just about, you see, it's just starting to pop in there. But I think we've got a fair bit of work to do. So I'm going to do this, keep working at it, and just go round and round and round and round. Okay, let's test again. Of course, it's going in, but still too tight. Now then, I've got a little bit of wood here. I'm just going to use that as a little sanding block. I'm just going to wrap the piece of wood like this. You should really use a bigger bit, to be honest, but I've got this one next to me. Okay, and then I can go for it. Okay, now having to push quite hard on this to try and get it down because there's quite a lot of excess material. Okay, it's getting there. It's getting there. Let's just get another piece of sandpaper like so. I'm going to tear it off. I'm just going to put it kind of around my finger like this, and then inside the hole itself, just going to give that a turn round. Just make sure it's all nice and clean inside there as well. Oh, definitely get in there now. Tiny bit more. Okay then. Let's try again. Looks like it's getting in there now. Yes, okay, so it goes all the way in so they can't see the little line, and that's really important. Once you've got it to that stage, okay, then you're ready to move on to the next bit. So first things first, you want to make sure this is nicely sanded, especially these kind of sharp edges here. So to take those off, you can just put it at an angle like this, and then as you pull it towards you, turn the dowel. So you turn it, turn it, turn it, and just keep doing that. Keep going back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. You see now I kind of rounded off the edge, so there's no more sharp corners. It's a bit rough on this edge here as well, so let's just give that a little bit of sand. Okay, that's pretty good. You can just do it in your hands like this too. And then finally just go up and down this here to make sure it's nicely sanded all the way across. Okay, pretty happy with that. So now then we're going to move on to the block itself. You see you've got the sharp edges here. It's really important you take these edges off. This line here is called the arris. So we're going to take off the arris because if we don't, then the wood can actually split when you hit it, and we don't want that, especially with a hammer. So we're just going to get, I've got a little piece of wood as this block. You can just do it with your hands, just like this if you want to, but a block's more helpful. Hold it in your hands like this, and then we're just gently going to go back and forward at this angle here until we've taken off this arris like this. Now we're going to do that on all the edges. Okay, so my mallet's looking pretty good. That's most of the sharp edges, so I just need to do a little bit around the faces. Now, you do definitely want to do these edges until they're nice and smooth, because it's the end grain, it will soak any oil or any kind of finish into this. So you want to give that a good sanding, okay? Do it until it feels nice and smooth. Whew, fed up of sanding. Right, this is my hammerhead. So what I would like to show you next then is the foxed wedged tenon. So you see this little bit has a hole in it here, and you've got this little bit of material here. What happens is we're going to put this into here, and then when we put the handle into the hammer, as we put it in, this is going to go into here, force this open and hold it in position. But you can see right now it's just a little bit too big. It's a little bit rough the way it's cut. So what we want to do is just sand it off. Don't sand it too much because we want to make sure it does its job. So I'm just going to put it on the bench, move it back and forward. Okay, let's get in there. And then sand the edges of it. Okay, and you should end up with something like this. Now, what we want to ensure, just double check that this piece here isn't longer than the hole. So this piece here is going to go down all the way to here, but it's not longer. But I'm just going to take a little bit off the edge just to be sure, because we want to make sure it works properly. There we go, I've just sanded a tiny bit off the edge there, and that's us looking pretty good. So then, let's move some stuff out of the way. We're going to put our little wedge into here like so. It's pretty good. I've decided to take a little bit off the side because we don't want it to be any wider than a dowel. So I'm just going to take a bit more off the side. There we go. Okay, now then we can put our wedged tenon in there. Now this is the bit that is really cool. What we're going to do is put this inside here like this. And you can see it goes down pretty far. Now what we've got to do is hit this into here. So what you can do is turn the mallet upside down like this and just give it a whack. And look at that, it's gone all the way in. If you need to, you can persuade it with another hammer. There we go. Now that has gone all the way in, and I can't twist it. I can't take it out at all. And there you go. That is a mallet that you can keep for life, made out of ash and made out of beech. Now, if you want to go ahead and finish it afterwards, that's what the Osmo kit is for here. So we'll move on to that now. So to use this Osmo, you just smush the packet around like this, make sure it's all mixed in properly in the packet. And then when you've done that, you're going to open the packet and pour it into the little pot like this. Put that pot on one side, make sure you've got your gloves on as well, and then I'll show you how to do the next bit. Okay, so here's a little pot that I prepared earlier. It doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff in there, but I promise you that's enough for the job. So what we're going to do is get our little cloth like this and just dip it into the Osmo. Now you can see we don't need a lot on there, just that much there, okay? Move everything out of your way, and then you can get your mallet. So we're just going to work it around, and hopefully you can see it's absolutely lovely. And you can see just from that tiny amount that I used there, we're going to get all this wood here covered in oil. Now we don't want to put too much on. It's really important we don't put too much on, because you can't really take it off again. We're going to wipe off as much as we can, but if you put too much on, it will take ages and ages to dry, like weeks and weeks. So just go really easy, and then we just keep working this piece of cloth here. Okay, so we've nearly run out now. Whoops. Nearly run out now, so what I'm going to do is just dip it in and get a tiny bit more. Okay, see, just a tiny bit again, and then away we go. Okay, do the handle and the underneath of the mallet. So once you finish, just go back over, double check you've got enough oil, especially in the end grain, because it will soak in. Make sure you've got the whole thing really well covered. It's really important on this coat. Okay then, now what you've got left in your pot, keep that to one side, put some cling film on it, and you can use that for the second coat after this has been left to dry for about 12 hours. So what we're going to do next is get some tissue, which I've got over here, and we're just going to wipe off any excess oil, as much as you can possibly get off. Use a couple of bits of kitchen roll or something like that, and just wipe all the oil off. Okay, and that's my mallet done. All I need to do now is just leave it maybe on a block of wood, something like that, just on a corner, just to dry for 12 hours. Now, one more thing, safety notice about using Osmo, any kind of oils, if they're bunched up in rags like this, it apparently can cause spontaneous combustion. So just make sure that you open up the rag and just leave it out like this, somewhere to dry. I should say like this. Just leave it somewhere to dry. When it's dry, you can screw it up and throw it away. Whilst I've never seen it happen, I thought I'd better tell you just in case. Okay then, so that's our mallet done. 12 hours later, you can do exactly the same thing again to do a second coat, which gives you a really nice deep satin sheen finish. And this is what a second coat of Osmo does. So I'm just going to put a little coat on my mallet here. Okay, and that's what a second coat looks like when you put that on, really nice and shiny. And the best part about doing a kit like this is you're going to be able to tell all your friends that you know what a foxed wedged tenon is. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun making your mallet that you can use for life. Bye!